down here, South Street, Seaport. That means that y'all know, oh, there goes the Brooklyn Bridge. The bridge we should have gone over, but we ended up taking the tunnel, giving y'all a little sights this morning, giving y'all some sights. We're almost at the courthouse. What's poppin', everybody? So I'm waiting for a few numbers to go up. Okay, not a few numbers, but the numbers to go up because, baby, we got a lot to talk about. What the heck is going on? Okay, sharing this out. Top of the top, everybody. Give me a second. Let me get this out to a few more places before I begin to tell my tale. So yesterday, if you were here, yesterday, you know that I gave y'all the update on Bryana Bana Bonglona, Bongalan, Bengalan. I don't know. However you say her name, that's how Bana. We call her Bana over here. Okay. Took the stand, and in the morning she did start off strong, but in the afternoon she tanked it. Okay. I know that there are people who want to say that she did not. When she came in, she was crushing and killing Diddy. Can y'all hear me clearly? Is it muffled? Does it sound low? Let me know how the sound is right now. Um, when she came in the morning, she was crushing it. There's some things that she did give in her testimony with Westmoreland that I am going to talk about. Thank you. She's got to be more careful. Hey, Aud. So there are some things that she did speak on in her testimony that I'm going to touch on in this morning's intro to the day, so to speak. Okay. Um, but she also has a lawsuit that she filed against Diddy. Hey, Dre. And I'm going to let y'all know where that case stands right now because yesterday she talked about how she was suing Diddy for the whole incident of dangling her by her arms. She said he grabbed her under her arms and held her over the balcony 17 floors up. Okay, 17 floors up. Now, child, we going to get into it. First and foremost, when Briana was testifying yesterday and Westmoreland was testifying to her going out and buying hundreds of pills for Cassie, that right there to me, I didn't take that as Cassie was taking all of those pills. But I also feel like this could have been some type of way. It must have made its way into these freak offs because there's no way they were taking hundreds of pills like that. When it came down to the knife situation, Cassie, let me see if I have it in my green screen so I can show y'all. Cassie, yep, I do. I was a good girl. Cassie testified right here to having a knife at the door because Diddy would break in. It says, question. Um, no, I can't see that. I'm acting like I can see and I can't see. But anyway, y'all can see it. But they asked her about why she had the knife at the door, and she specifically had said the reason why the knife was at the door was because Diddy was doing a lot of unexpected pop-ups. Goddess, can you share this to the Henny gang, please, for me? Or Dre? So she had already testified to that, okay? She already testified to it, okay? Who put the knife in the door? That she did because she was getting unexpected visits from Sean. So that explains why this mysterious knife popped up out of nowhere and why Briana would not have known what was going on when it came down to where he got this knife from. Because if it's just wedged in the door, Okay. And that's something that she was doing to lock the door. She said she was trying to kill two birds with one stone. Okay. So, yeah, that's why she doesn't know what was going on, because you're not going to do your little security measure until everybody is in the house, right? Anyway, I felt like that was something that was easily explained by earlier testimony that had been given. Now, she was a very strong witness, like I said, when she started out in the morning. But when the afternoon came, the way that her words were being used against her, I'm hoping that today she comes into the courtroom and she has a fresh perspective on who she is actually up against. You know, sometimes you meet somebody, the first impression that you get off of them, you don't really like, I don't want to say he's going to let me out in front of the news cameras, y'all. No, you're letting me out in front of the news cameras. There's news cameras. Yeah. No, there's news cameras here. You see the cameras? Yeah, right here. I can get out right here. All right. Who the hell wants to hop out of a cab in front of the news cameras? All right, y'all. So I'm gonna set myself up. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. It's very quiet here. I'm not usually here this early. As you can see, we are down here. We are at the courthouse. It is very quiet. There's hardly anybody here right now. That does not mean that there are not people inside talking. I mean, inside the courtroom already, because oh my God, y'all. My bag was open. I completely forgot that I had my bag open. But let me tell you how good God is. I did not leave my other phone in that cab. Oh my God. I have my glasses. I have all of my electronic devices, including my charger, for my microphones. Jeez Louise, let me tell you how that would have been a tragedy. Now I'm looking for my stand. Okay, I was about to say, I was saying I was missing something. Maybe it wasn't the bottle of water, but it is just the bottle of water, you guys. I don't have my bottle of water, but before I go up into the courtroom, I am going to go get me a cup of coffee and get my bottle of water, okay? So now let's get into it. Let's get into it. And as a matter of fact, I'm not even going to sit right here. I'm actually going to go a little further in because I don't want to be right here on Front Street in front of everything. Okay, I want to go over in the cut. Let's go somewhere over in the cut. Now, when I tell y'all that I don't have high expectations or hopes today when it comes down to Briana, I don't. I don't have high expectations for her because at the end of the day, she tanked it yesterday. She tanked it. She tanked it. Good morning, superstar. So, I was gonna go over there, but there's people everywhere already. Well, not people everywhere, but dang, I didn't want to sit over there on Front Street, you guys. I wanted to be over here. Okay. Uh-oh, somebody done got pew pew by Dre. You must be doing something because Dre don't usually pew pew nobody up out of here. All right, so where I was gonna sit at, it doesn't look like I'm gonna be. I can. I can sit where I was going to sit at because I don't have to yell. I don't have to be loud. I don't plan to yell and I don't plan to be loud. But I wanted to give y'all the stairs behind me since I can't get the gold doors right now. So let me tell y'all, when I say my expectations are low right now for where Briana is going to go, For those that are on TikTok, there goes, I'm not a lawyer, but she is here. So after the performance that went on yesterday with Westmoreland, I'm wondering if she's coming back with more of the same, which I shouldn't even be wondering because absolutely she's going to come back with more of the same. I'm hoping that the prosecution took Briana and actually like prep talked her or something. But I don't think that they can do that while they're in the midst of testimonies. But somebody needs to sit this girl down. How were you running around out in the streets and you were dealing substances, but you don't know how to read people? You didn't realize that Westmoreland was going to come for you. Like, this is like, I have so many questions about what I'm seeing. But you guys, what I'm starting to do now is I just want to give you guys the testimony of what's happening. I really want to keep some of my opinions out of it, be very light with my opinions, because opinions are like buttholes and everybody has them and everybody has one. Not only that, Briana um, has her own thing that she needs to be worrying about, because remember they said yesterday that she has a lawsuit. I know. I'm trying to wait so we get a few more people. Oh, we got some good number of people. Y'all get those likes up. All right. So now the things that Briana was testifying to yesterday was corroborating that there was violence, okay? Even though Diddy is not denying the violence, and that's what people need to remember. He's not denying the violence. He's already done an apology video after the video came out about what happened between him and Cassie at the Intercontinental when he put hands, feet, and knee bows on her. It's already come out with that. We've already had the security guards that came out and they told us that he paid them $100,000 as a bribe to give him what he thought to be the only copy of that incident, which ended up going viral all over CNN. And I don't know if I told y'all this or not, but from the looks of everything, from the analysis, when we saw the forensic audio visual guy on the stand yesterday, the video that we saw on CNN that went everywhere came from Israel Flores. It didn't come from the security footage. It came from one of the security guards at the hotel, the one who recorded it. Now, he did admit that on the stand, but then when you look at the collage of video that was put together to tell you the whole story from different camera angles, that's when you get to see the difference between the footage, okay? Now, she's corroborating a lot of things. And prior to us even starting court yesterday, there was already talks between the defense and the prosecution about Briana, about the fact that she and Cassie were get high partners. That's what they were called, okay? That's what Westmoreland referred to them as. So they were already get high partners, right? Right. Diddy didn't like Cassie getting high. We heard this testimony already. We heard that he was telling other people to not other dealers to not sell her any more rugs. Like, the only place that she could get her fix was during the freak offs. But at the end of the day, there's no getting around the fact that prior to Diddy and after Diddy, we haven't really heard anything about Cassie being notoriously strung out on anything. We only heard about heavy use while she was with Diddy, and we know that Diddy continued to still use even after. So those things are not things that I think we really needed corroborated, because those things have already been established, right? So now when we get into the testimony of Briana, she's corroborating some of those things. But under cross-examination of Westmoreland, it seemed like she was getting caught up on the simplest of questions. She was using I don't remember so much that I swear I heard it echoing in my sleep last night. I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't remember. You met with prosecutors a day ago. You don't remember. You met with prosecutors 2 days ago. You don't remember. How do you not remember what was going on a day ago, 2 days ago? It's not that hard for you to figure that out as to what's what. Now, from what I'm understanding, Jane Doe is supposed to be taking the stand, but she is going underneath a pseudonym, all right? Which means that She is going to be anonymous like Mia was, but let's just hope that her identity doesn't get leaked out again. There's already talks that are going on inside of the courtroom about how they feel like, and this is coming from the defense, they feel like, you know, the social media bloggers are causing a chill against their client. In all actuality, I don't see there being a chill against Diddy going on out here. What I see is people are starting to actually either see things, they're either starting to understand RICO, because there are people out here, such as myself, that have been explaining to y'all RICO. Because if you remember, when I gave y'all that Jane Doe video, when I gave y'all the opening statements and read to y'all about Jane Doe, I gave y'all the 35 predicate offenses of a RICO. I gave you guys that a long time ago when this case first started. Y'all had that information. Okay, so I'm asking people when they come in here to heckle me, I'm telling y'all, go find the 35 offenses, predicate offenses of a RICO, and tell me how they apply to this case. What I'm doing is I'm educating people, because if you are an entrepreneur or a business owner, or you are somebody that's stepping out into the business world, and you have a boss and your boss is asking you to do things, and you do them, you could also find yourself very easily a part of a RICO, especially with a lot of people that become entrepreneurs and they have these friends, and you hire your friends and you bring your friends into your business, and you guys are doing things that you feel like are socially acceptable. But what people don't realize is what's acceptable in society may not be according to the law. And that's what we're looking at here with this RICO. Because when I hear people saying this is about domestic violence, it kind of grinds my gears, because it's like you have not done your due diligence. You have not looked into how they are building their case. This is, to me, it's no longer about is Diddy guilty or innocent. It's no longer about that. For me, this is now a case study of a blueprint that is coming on how they're going to be dealing with RICO moving forward. And I'm telling you, hearing the way that a lot of people are speaking, I'm very scared for a lot of you, especially if you're planning on stepping out and being a business owner, or if you are a business owner. We have a couple of business owners that are here that are very much saying, oh, I don't see it. There's no RICO. Okay, he did domestic violence, but that's not a RICO. It's called a violent act. It's called a violent act. It's RICO chargeable. Oh, well, they're just talking about his bedroom stuff. His bedroom is on trial. No, it's called an obscene matter. And this is why I'm not making y'all, but I'm suggesting to y'all, go look up these predicate offenses, because you could be doing something with your friend, with your business, and your friend could be having your back, or you could be having their back, and not even realizing that you're actually moving in the ways of a RICO enterprise. People have to educate themselves. It is no longer La Costa Nostra's RICO. Okay, this is a case. Okay, this is a case. Exactly. You're talking about $100,000 to cover up your crime. You're talking about speaking to D-Rock. Yesterday, I gave y'all what the text messages were saying. I'm trying to get my hands on the transcript so that we could read the transcript, because the transcript actually gives you the text messages verbatim. Okay. Now, those text messages, he's telling D-Rock, hey, what's Cassie doing? Oh, tell Gina this. Oh, he booped Cassie in the eye. She's got a black eye. Hide. Why is she not hiding? Put ice on it. Whether you realize it or not, it was an act of violence. What about the trafficking charge? Good question, big boy. The trafficking charge comes in where he's moving Cassie from state to state and out the country to participate in freak-offs with male escorts. That's trafficking. Moving those escorts from one city to another is trafficking. Okay, Dre, um, don't time everybody out. Just remove their comments at first. And if they keep going, then wait. Y'all are removing a lot of things. Okay, whoa, nobody remove nothing. Okay, that you guys, y'all are timing people out that are saying Trump. You don't have to time those out. Do they have more evidence? They have more witnesses. Now, what you guys have to also understand is we have not gotten to the defense's witnesses yet. Right now, all we have is the prosecution's witnesses that are coming out. We still have the defense to go to. Okay. We still have not heard from KK. We still not have not heard from D-Rock. We still don't know if we're going to hear from any of these people. And what you have to remember is I have to pull the document, so I really don't want to say until I actually until I actually pull the document and can show y'all what's popping. Can show y'all what I'm talking about. But co-conspirators are getting immunity. A lot of people are getting immunity. Yes, Jane Doe is supposed to be testifying today along with a couple of other people. I'm not sure how long Bana is going to be on the witness stand. I don't think she's going to be up there very much longer. Like I said yesterday, I feel like she's not a strong witness. Now, I feel like I'm jumping all over the place, so let me get back to what it was that I was saying. Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, don't remove any comments right now. All right. Now, my thing is this, and I absolutely agree with you, Sub-Zero. If you were somebody who co-conspired, helped to cover up a crime, were in the midst of all of this stuff, it doesn't even matter. If you were taking Cassie and hiding her at the hotel and keeping her safe, if you were doing any of that stuff, if you were present while he was paying these security guards for this video, if you were around and holding the door down, POP, hold it down while the freak off was going off, if you were on an airplane while things were going down, you were a co-conspirator. George Kaplan, co-conspirator, okay? But he was given immunity. You can even say Mia, she's a victim, but she was even to a degree a co-conspirator. Everybody was around. Let me tell you something. The co-conspirators for this case are not just the people that are inside of Diddy's organization, as we've heard. You've got Prince's security that had to stop Diddy from jumping on top of Cassie, allegedly, according to Mia. So there's other people. And if all of this has been going on behind the scenes in the music industry, it may seem big to us, but the circle is really not. It's really small. So all of these people have had knowledge and they are privy to know of different things that were going on. There were rumors and whispers of things that have been going on. And Diddy is not the only one, you guys. That's why I said this is the first time we're seeing RICO be presented to us like this, which is why it's so baffling and it's so confusing and it's so easy for the defense to say this is a domestic violence case. It's not a domestic violence case, okay? Because they are banking on the everyday Joe not being able to fathom how this is a one-man RICO and how it's even RICO. We don't see the racketeering. We don't see. It is there. This is not one of those cases where it's blatantly in your face. Like when we had the mafiosa getting picked up, La Costa Nostra getting picked up on a RICO, we knew about the bodies. We knew about the money laundering. We knew about all of the stuff that was going on behind the scenes. When a drug organization gets picked up on a RICO, you see it. It's in your face. It's bold. It's right there. But in this RICO, it's not in your face. It's not in your face. And let me give y'all the Riot Act. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a paralegal. I'm not even a bailiff in the court. But I'm somebody that does keep an eye on things, and I like to do my own research and due diligence. One of the things that this Diddy trial is making me do, it is challenging me to actually go look things up and educate myself on what is going on, because I really had to connect the dots for myself, because I was sitting there saying like, okay, this does seem like it's DV, but there's got to be more to this. If you're telling me this, there's got to be an enterprise. The enterprise has been established. Cassie already established the enterprise the day that she got on that stand and she testified. RICO case, the RICO stuff that has been going on in this case was from witness one. Israel Flores, witness one, already introduced us into the bribery. Okay, so you've got one Securitas security guard over there at the Intercontinental Hotel who's telling you that he was offered a stack of money to stay quiet and not say anything. And then you get Eddie Garcia, another security guard from the Intercontinental Hotel, who is telling you that he was physically paid $100,000 for the tape. This is bribery. This is obstruction of justice. So you got two witnesses telling you that at two different points in time, there was money offered for silence. There was money offered to cover up. And when you get down to Eddie, even with Israel Flores, he talked about how Diddy came back to the office and he had some of his people with him. His bodyguard and his chief of staff was with him. So you got people there with him while he is working in the commission, allegedly, to cover up well, I can't even say allegedly because we already know about the video that went viral. All right. So he's got people that work for Combs Enterprise there with him as he's trying to bribe these people. Then when he makes the payment to Eddie, you have more of his staff around, involved. Christina Karam, KK, involved. KK with the driver's license of the security guards in her phone. KK with a screenshot of the whole, with a photo of the whole NDA that was signed by Eddie Garcia. And these are just adding the people who were on paper supposed to be employees for Combs Enterprise that are now moving in the RICO enterprise. Okay, if you don't see it, I don't know what you're looking at because it's there. It's there. You want to say free Diddy, you're good. You can say free the diddler. You can feel like he's guilty. You can feel like all of that stuff. Okay. That's your exactly. It's there in your face. It's whether you choose to listen to it or not. All right. If you choose to look for it, choose to hear, you got to really listen to what's being said because it's about what's being said. And let me tell you something. While people are talking about proof, the proof is the testimony. And in all actuality, let me tell you something about when it comes down to cases. A lot of times the cases don't even boil down to evidence. Sometimes these cases boil down to who tells the best story. And when it comes down, well, if you're seeing bruises on a person's body and you're looking at trauma and you're hearing years of all of this stuff, you're talking about grooming here. There's different layers to this. Well, that's just it. I don't know. They're saying that they got okay, so you had the security footage that came from Israel Flores. And I'm going to try to remember what I was talking about and go back to that because y'all know that I have a touch of ADHD and I'm easily distracted, all right? So Israel Flores said under oath, he was on the stand, and he said that he took his phone and he recorded the video of what happened with Diddy and Cassie, but he said that he took it home to show his wife because he didn't think his wife was going to believe him if he went home and told her the story. But the crazy part is Israel Flores's video is the video that went viral, the video that went to CNN. That's the video. The video that Diddy had, because if you remember, at one point in time, the defense was trying to say that they believed that when the government raided Diddy's house, they found this video and they put it out there. They leaked it. The video that Diddy had was from the surveillance cameras. So whatever USB it was that they had, that has to be where they got it from. But they had the camera, the video from the cell phone that was recorded, and they had the cameras from the actual hotel. And what the forensic audio visual expert did was took all the camera angles that correlated with the incident that happened, and he just lined them up. And yesterday, the defense spent an unbelievable amount of time trying to harp on, oh, these videos, they were altered, they were this, they were that, they manufactured. They didn't manufacture anything, because at the end of the day, when you watch the video, everything goes with one another. They tried their hardest to discredit the video by focusing on the timestamps and how the timestamps were different, how the timestamps were jumping and glitching, just like the video was jumping and glitching. But when it was played in its full entirety, there may have been a second or two where the camera clicked out and back in, but it doesn't deviate from what we saw. It doesn't take away from the actual content that is there on the screen. It doesn't take away from that. The content is the content. And while the defense was making their point about the timestamps, I'm looking at the video. Thanks you guys for the 100s. I appreciate y'all. I'm looking at the content to see what's not lining up. Is something not lining up? And when you're a content creator and you edit videos, you do notice certain things. So, no, actually, you would be wrong. Shakai, is that how you say your name? Being a freak is legal. It's not about being a freak. It's not about being a freak. Do me a favor. Go to Google and go Google obscene matters. Go Google RICO predicate offense obscene matters. Then come back and tell me what you find. What was self-defense? No, she didn't, Jess. Cassie never hit Diddy. In that video, we saw it. Cassie came around the corner. She had nothing on her feet. She was trying to get away. And here came Diddy, grabbed her, threw her to the ground, kicked her, stomped her, dragged her. When he dragged her to the floor, she just laid there. When she was being dragged away, she was just limp. Come on, you guys. Exactly. Spending company money on illegal stuff is RICO. And people go to jail for that. Guilty, sorry fans, guilty jail time. It's not DV. It's violent acts. It's coercion. Listen, go do your research. Go do your research and then come back. Oh, Deron, your feelings hurt? Let's see if 30 minutes in timeout makes you feel better. Hey to the UK. They're not willing when they say they don't want to go, and then they say they want to leave. That's the other aspect of things when it comes down to the whole behind the scenes of what happened after the cameras weren't rolling. Israel Flores testified to the fact that Diddy was telling her that she wasn't going nowhere. Those bags that were at the elevator were Cassie's bags. That phone that Diddy came back and took was not his phone. That was Cassie's phone. And that's evident if you watch the 6-minute video. The phone that he pulls out at the end when he's walking back to the room by himself after Cassie has left, after the security guard has left, it is not the same phone that was lit up and illuminated. He was taking her property to keep her there. You're right. It's up to the 12 jurors that are there. And they do have the final say. And the sad part about it is if we are conflicted on the outside, then you know they're conflicted on the inside. But hopefully they're going to show them what the predicate acts are. And they're going to go through each predicate act and see what's going to be what. Thank you so much for the Cashapp. All they need is 2. That's all they need is 2. And it's over. They only need 2 of those predicate offenses for it to be RICO. That's it. And I'm going to tell you right now, they've got it dead to rights on a couple of things. And I'm not even going to get into that right now with you guys. But at the end of the day, I'm going to go back to what I originally was saying to all of y'all. Y'all need to really pay attention to this case because they're changing. They're changing. This is a different type of RICO. Even when it comes down to the big U RICO, if you have followed me from the WAC sector, if you've been here from the Krishan and Blueface to the WAC 100 and all of that stuff, even with the big U RICO, that's RICO in a different light as well. And this is why I'm saying to you, start paying attention to how it's starting to be used now. It's being used in a totally different way. Thank you so much for the super chat. Gigi, the chosen two. She says, love that you are able to get all the exclusive on the trial. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm down here because, you guys asked me to come down here, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm going to be heading back home soon. I will come back probably the last week before they do the verdict and get the closing statements and all of that. His mom is alive. Just like technology changes, so do laws and the way they are using. You're right, Miss Henny. They upgraded the meaning of RICO. Yes, they did. This is the prison bus. Everything is evolving, and we really have to be careful with the way that we conduct ourselves. Ben H., who are you? Have you bumped into Inner City Press? I haven't personally bumped into Inner City Press. A couple of other people have said that they've bumped into him, but he doesn't stop to talk to anybody. He just keeps it moving. And between the Diddy trial, he also covers issues at the UN, so he's always on the go. He hasn't stopped to give anybody any type of tea, no nothing, no interview. It's like he does what he does and then he's gone. I'm really getting tired of this trial. Too many twists in this case. It's a lot of twists and turns that have been happening within this case. I do agree with you. There are other subject matters that I am going to go back to speaking to. Like, I need to talk to you guys about DDG and Haley Bailey. That has taken a turn. And, I covered that. I covered that from day one. So I need to go ahead and I need to pull that information and get that back to you. It's just, this is a lot. You're doing a wonderful job. I like how you are redirecting all of the misrepresentation of ideas. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for tuning in. If these people can't see it's a new day and age, they better take notes so they won't catch a RICO themselves. That is something that I am absolutely trying to advocate for as we're watching this Diddy case. Yeah, was those texts real? Which text messages? The ones that I told you about from yesterday? They were absolutely real. Those text messages came from a device that was found upstairs at 2-Star Island. The owner is Diddy. It was Diddy's phone. So the messages between D-Rock and Diddy were there, but Diddy is represented by owner as the owner of the phone in the text thread. But that is Diddy talking to D-Rock. Again, I'm trying to get the transcripts for you guys so that we could read those text messages in their entirety instead of now Inner City Press does a great job at getting information out to you guys, but it's not the transcript in its entirety. And sometimes there are things that happen right before a tweet that goes out that's missing. There's stuff that happens before and after those tweets that doesn't always make it into the thread. And so that's why I want to get the full transcripts and read all of this stuff to you. Now, if I end up having to wait until the end to get all of the transcripts and read them to you day by day, blow by blow, so that we can understand whatever the verdict was, I have no problems with doing that. But I do want to make sure that I'm giving y'all as accurate as I can give you, because I am human. I am susceptible to error. There are times when I am making a note of something and I'm writing that down and something else will happen, and then right after that something else will happen, and as I'm writing something might get lost in translation. I'm human. I'm not a machine. I'm not a stenographer sitting in there taking care of everything. So there may be some stuff that I might forget about, but I'll remember later on. Sometimes it comes back to me when I'm going over the notes in the afternoon, and sometimes it doesn't. One of the things that I think I am going to start doing with you guys is waiting a little bit later to give y'all the information, because sometimes I need to process stuff, you guys. This is a lot of information that's coming in at one time. Then you got to try to remember everything that was said from the first witness all the way up to the next witness that is on the stand to see how the dots are connecting. Because remember, in RICO, they have to establish pattern. It has to be a crime that was committed, okay, within a 10-year span. So if he commits the crime 2 years ago and then does it again today, that's establishing a pattern. You only have to do something twice for it to be considered a pattern in a RICO, right? There's a lot of loopholes that makes this case very confusing, very heavy. And I understand why. If you don't look these things up, if you don't ask questions, I'm sitting in there with lawyers and legal analysis and things of that nature. So I'm asking questions. When I come across something and I'm not too sure about it, or even if I feel like I'm sure about it, I'm not above asking a question so that I can understand and then come back and give it to you guys in layman's terms in a way that we're going to understand it. Because this is really mind-boggling, the way that all of this stuff has been going on. Ruby Reds, thank you for the super chat. She says, Henny, we love you for all of your hard work. Most of us really appreciate you for taking the time out of your busy life to provide us with the real news. I'm so glad my mom, Evelyn, put me onto your channel. Oh, shout out to you. Shout out to Evelyn. I love Evelyn. I love Evelyn. Are you going to are they going to be any new witnesses today? Yes. Allegedly, I'm hearing that Jane Doe is supposed to come today, but we've been hearing that Jane Doe has been coming for the past couple of days. So I have no idea if Jane Doe is really coming or not. Okay. Y'all, we need to advocate that federal cases need to be televised. This isn't fair. Absolutely. I mean, I don't know why they don't televise federal cases. This absolutely should be on the TV, right? It should be on the TV. People should be allowed to, if not record, at least take snapshots of stuff. Or there should be stuff available to the general public. But a lot of this stuff is only being available to journalists, and it's not even being uploaded in a timely manner. The text messages between Diddy and D-Rock. Those were the text messages that I was talking about. Now, I am going to be going upstairs shortly, but what I did want to do is I wanted to bring y'all the information. Yesterday, we heard about Bryana and her having a case against Diddy. Hold on one second. That's the motorcycle guy with the music right now. Okay, he just turned it off. So Briana absolutely does have a case that has been going on. And I have a filing that was put into the courts of the Superior Court of Los Angeles, California, County of Los Angeles on December 2nd of 2024. Now, in this case, it says notice to the defendant, which was a notice to her. The settling of the case management conference does not exempt the defendant from filing responsive pleading as required by law. So Briana is not handling her business when it comes down to her case, all right? It says that a complete case management settlement must be filed at least 15 calendar days prior to case management conference. The case management statement may be filed jointly by all parties / attorneys of record or individually by each party attorney or of record. You must be familiar with the case and be fully prepared to participate effectively in a case management conference. So they were supposed to be going to a case management conference, and it looks like Briana is not doing so. Okay, I don't know who this lawyer is that she's speaking of that she has, but it's saying that she was supposed to show up to court on June 2nd of 2025, which was just a few days ago, you guys. It was just a few days ago. Today is the 5th. 3 days ago, she was supposed to be in court. and there was no appearance for the plaintiff or the defendant. It says, on the court's own motion, the case management conference scheduled for 6/2/2005 is continued, okay? They're going to continue this to July 24th, 2025. Order to show cause regarding dismissal for failure to appear at the CMC, which is the case management, okay, conference on 6/2/2025 is scheduled for July 24th of 2025 as well. So they moved the case management to July 24th of this year, and they're also doing an order to show cause for a dismissal for her not showing up. So even in this lawsuit that she has against Diddy for him dangling her over the balcony, she ain't showing up to court. She's out here in New York. She just got here yesterday, from what we understand. She just got here yesterday, or maybe she got here the day before. But either way, you had court on the 2nd, mama. That means that you were supposed to be here on the 3rd. If you got here on the 3rd to testify on the 4th, you still had court the day before. She just came to the stand yesterday. She just came to the stand yesterday. Today is Thursday. You were supposed to be in court on Monday. You could have went to court, got flued out on Tuesday, been here for court on Wednesday and on Thursday. Just me, thanks for the super chat. She says, you're doing an awesome job. Bring us the Henny on what's going on. Great commentary. Lunch on me. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, and I definitely will try to get some lunch today. But yeah, you guys, this is crazy work, okay? I really hope that she's able to bounce back from yesterday's tragedy that happened up there on that stand. But we will see, because as soon as they call her back to the stand, she is going to be facing Westmoreland once again, okay? And let me tell you, if I ever, forbid, not speaking it over my life at all, but if I were to ever have to face Westmoreland, baby, I would just give up. I would give up, because she is definitely that pit bull in a skirt. She does her thing. Brian Steele is another one who does his thing, but I'm just telling you, you have to understand something. When I come out here and I tell you the things that they're doing in court, you guys get upset, but you have to understand something. I keep telling y'all, the defense's job is to poke holes in their credibility, and thus far, they've been able to kind of catch a couple of people, but the prosecution has come back and they've been able to kind of clean things up. So let's see if the prosecution can save Bana today. I don't know, but I will definitely let y'all know when we break for lunch. And I'm getting ready to go inside, get me a cup of coffee, get me a good seat, and get prepared for what's going on today. I'm already missing the conversation that's happening right now between the prosecution and the defense when the jury's not in the room, because that's the tea. That's why I told y'all I got to get these transcripts, because the sidebars are the tea. The conversations that go on before the jury is the tea. The conversations that go on after court is adjourned is the tea. We be missing all the tea. I got to get the transcripts. But I don't know how I'm going to get them, because they're not making them available. And at the end of the day, I'm not paying $150 to $300 to get no damn transcripts. And I don't think that I can get anybody to send them to me either. So when I get them, I get them. You know, there are people that do look out occasionally. I don't know. Is that what they said?
Someone just said to me.
I could have slept. Look, we are here.
I would have slept the house down booth, babe.
Oh my God.
Okay, well, enjoy your morning.
Yes, I want you to sit with me later today and tell me about what's going, because I know yesterday, a train wreck.
I wasn't here yesterday.
Girl, Bana got ate up.
I know, I saw Emily and she told me everything, and I think it's just so interesting now. This me admitted to also speaking to Cassie. Obviously, Deontay Nash is speaking to Cassie, and obviously her mother is speaking to her as well. So it's just 5 witnesses that have all spoken to each other.
Right.
The main star witness, who everyone else is collaborating, is having conversations with other witnesses. Is this now a mistrial?
Yeah. That's where I'm thinking. All right, you guys. I'm going to figure out what the hell is going on, and I'll be back, because I'm hearing court starts at 11. Oh, we're not online. We're just here. Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, it looks like court starts at 11, but I'm going to end this live, and I'm going to come back live in a few, because I got up and got down here. What? All right, you guys. I'll be back. See y'all later.